So guys, Keith Trade today is May 14th and a great day. So a no live trade day yesterday and we came today swinging. So this is your one model for life. Testimonial wise, we did great. Had Chris take the lunch hour shorts. Caesar loss, then came back, doubled it, and ended off the day green with an absolute monster trade. And then myself with profit, and then Gabe passing another funded. But coming into my pre-market plan, right, I was looking at bullish, right? Previously, I was taken and we looked bullish. I said on the longs, if we respect the 1 hour and we find the 5 or 15 inverse, I'm going to look long to 21,382. Stack daily highs 21,386, 21,409, and 454s, right? On shorts, I'd want to see a sweep first and then the reprice and a clear 5-minute model. So we ended up getting both. But coming into the session, right, the 1 hour I was looking at was just, we were here off the open respecting this 1 hour. Right, my target was going to be the immediate high. That's my 383. My 409 level comes from way back when, which is going to be 387 high. That's just above it. And then we have another small daily high here. That is my 409. And these are daily highs. And my last target didn't get met, which was the 54, which is going to be another daily high into this 1 hour that we have not met. Coming into the day. Right, pretty quick trade off the open, right? Again, my plan stated that if we respect the 1 hour, right, I want to look long. Very confident trade for me. We internally swept into the 1 hour, and we had an SMT here. Your one setup for life is going to be the SMT inverse off of a higher time frame fair value gap, like a 1 hour. SMT off the open. We see NQ take a new low. If we go to ES off the open, we can see what? ES does not take a new low. Higher low for ES. Coming into NQ, we see a lower low, a sweep, and then we find instant buying. And I was very confident in this trade to take a aggressive entry. And in hindsight now, it was an absolute sniper. Inverse close above, I wanted the retrace entry. Got it at 33. I put my stop loss resting at the lows here. If I can stop glitching out. My stop loss was placed here. About a 20-point stop loss or so. Oh, not even. 16 points. And then I did like a scale point here, but since I just took one mini, I wanted to go break even. I was confident in my narrative draws. We were respecting the 1 hour. Overall, the market is still bullish. So coming into this trade, I ended up hitting this take profit and then moving my stop loss up to break even and then letting it hit. And I caught over 50 points there, over $1,000 profit. So that is going to be that trade. And then as I said, my short look, I want to see the buy side highs get swept and then look for the short. Got the buy side sweep, right? So what did we see after we swept out this buy side? We can see an SMT, right? As I said, the one model for life is going to be your SMT inverse. Another SMT, right? We can see that we can zoom out and see that highs off the open are taken. And if we go even further on the daily time frame, right, we can see that yesterday's previous day's high was swept, right? If we go on ES, we can see that yesterday's previous day's high was not swept, making a lower high on ES. Coming into NQ, we see that we swept out that high, making a higher high. So I know we have a higher time frame SMT here. I'm pretty sure ES took the 430 off the open. Let me check 1 second. I'm pretty sure we did, yeah. So we did take that high off the open. But again, I'm playing off of a higher time frame SMT here. So we got that SMT, and now where do we want to see our trade come? And that's going to come off of a 5-minute inverse. Again, SMT inverse, right? We got the buy side sweep, got the model. And now I was looking for efficient delivery here as we saw respect of the 1 minute sellers coming in. And this is an absolute sniper entry. We got the close below inverse. I called for a 42 short, which is this 5-minute inverse. And I just said to place stop loss at the high of this 5 minute because in my opinion, if I'm looking for against trend, I want to see sellers dump it. And we had a scale break even point hit. And then another point of scale could be at this 15-minute unfilled imbalance that we ended up holding the whole day. But I was looking pretty ambitious here at the low, 236, because we've been pretty overextended and we haven't tested this 1 hour yet. So I was looking maybe the market could test this 1 hour, but it just didn't happen. So this was a scale break even trade. This is the trade that Gabe passed his funded on, and it was about a 31-point gain. Again, if you took the scale here, that would have been a baller scale at 60 points, but didn't call for this. Ended up, holding it. And then there was a trade that I had called for, but I wasn't on live to officially call it out. And that's going to be, let me put the 15-minute back in. That's going to be another SMT inverse setup, guys. I'm showing you, this is your one model for life. Right, so we can see the lows here at 650, 655. We can see a fail to sweep with the higher low. And we can see that we had a respected 5-minute bearish here. And since we go on the daily time frame and my 409 target, right, has not been met yet. See how we got close to it? So we damn near have equal highs. So we had the SMT, right? Let's look at the 650-ish. We see fail to sweep. If we go to ES, we can see what? The 650s swept. Lower low for ES. On NQ. Higher low. And we have a nice respected 5-minute bearish. So I said, again, I said this before I hopped off. I said if we inverse, that is your long, right? Stop. So we inverse close above here, entry here. Your stop is going to be placed at the low, or I probably would have put it right here. And your target is going to be that SMT inverse, right? We respected this gap so much. And then we got the confluence here, inverse. And this would have been a long trade, but it would have hit you something about 40 points, 42 points with a 24-point stop loss. And that was also a great quality trade. My last setup on the day, again, another SMT inverse, guys. We can see that we had swept out the day's high here, right? Swept out the day's high, making a higher high. If we go to ES, we can see ES coming into lunch hour. We have not swept out the day's high here, right? This is the day's high off the open. We've made a lower high. Lower high for ES. Higher high for NQ. Now what do? I zoom out. Again, could be early entries here, and we had Cedar take them. I zoom out and say, okay, what fair value gap do I like? And I like this one. We can see that we have respected it. Once we got the inverse, there is your short entry, placing stops above it at the wick that inversed it. And then, as you can see, I did call this out in the chat, and I was live. So, right here, right, live for PM, didn't expect much. I said I like the SMT shorts to 21,288 and 21,273. My targets for this trade, right, 288, which is this low, 273, which is the day's low, right? We're playing conservative here because we're against trend. I said there's the inverse at 1015. What is 1015? Right here. Candle close, there's your inverse entry, right? Called it out for them in the chat if they're not on or they're on live with me. And this thing absolutely smoked its way down, right, with about a 15-point stop loss, profited 57, and then rest would have got stop and profit probably somewhere around here or here. But again, that's going to be it for May 14th, guys. Your one model for life is going to be the SMT inverse. When you have your higher time frames in line, when you have your confluences, you wait for that SMT, you wait for the 5 or the 1 minute inverse, depending on if you're with trend or against trend. If I'm against trend, I like to see a 5-minute structure. You play ball. As we can see, the market was very clean. Boom, boom off the open, and it got choppy. But it didn't matter because if you stay patient on your areas of interest, you can still catch dubs. That's going to be it, guys. Hope this video was informative. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have any and all new members. Until next time, guys. Peace out.